Alright, so when you see all these things happen, raise yourselves erect, raise your heads up. Heads up into the ark, and church stands up with some credibility. So every day that passes it's more and more obvious that the coronavirus is a bioweapon, a tool. It's the plague of Revelation 6:8, which means it was manufactured by the fourth horseman of the apocalypse, which is the demons through the intelligence services, through the deep state. Purpose is to get people complicit, to obey the government in all respects, to give away their freedoms in return for protection against this virus, which is a souped up flu, 10-20 times more deadly than influenza, but less infectious. I'm not a doctor, but it's not difficult to see that certainly the UK government response is far more damaging to the health of the nation than the virus. And the whole purpose of this is to get complicity. So what that means, since the fourth horseman is near to riding, the second horseman is even nearer to riding. Second horseman is World War III, and he rides after the fire signs. And the fire signs we are now predicting for Adar 20 and Adar 21, which is the Sabbath coming, Friday, Saturday, March 2021, and then Saturday, Sunday, March 21-22. That's the second and third fire signs, which are explosive attacks on Manhattan around about George Washington Bridge, we think, certainly over the Hudson, making a mushroom cloud over the Hudson, and another one over the Thames, making a mushroom cloud round about Dartford. Now, I must apologise. This is the 408th main prediction, but we had the 552nd sub-prediction and the 52nd extension of that. So I don't know, we must have had 700 predictions or something like that. And I never yet got it right. I believe I now have. The go back 7 times. The go to the top of Mount Carmel. Have a look for a mushroom cloud. Oh, there's nothing at all, says the attendant. Go back 7 times. And it came about on the 7th that he saw this rising cloud, small cloud, like a man's palm, man-made, convex mushroom, rising from the sea. So there are 2 ways to get to the solution. One, the top of Carmel is taken to be a temporal start. The Hebrew word resh means either beginning, start of, or head of. You know, the Americans do the same thing. We'll go to the top of the hour. That means the start of the hour, but then the top of the company is the head one. So the top can be head or start, and resh can be head or start. So if you take it as the start of Zoar, which was the first appointment of Zoar on Tammuz 17, because Tammuz 16 was the Sabbath and 2012 Sivan was Jubilee month, then you're starting at a first fruits. Then you can make a super Pentecostal pattern, which is a 0th Sabbath, the no-show, which was actually 2012 Ab 5 and 2012 Elul 6, Zoar Pentecost and late Zoar Pentecost. They were no-shows. Then you go back 7 times to 2019, Elul 5, the Zoar Pentecost in 2019. Then you go to the next festival Sabbath after that, which is the 2NC Pentecost Teshvan 21. Then you go to the completed version of that, which is 2019 Adar 21, that's the 3rd fire sign. So that's one way to get it. That's the super Pentecostal route, starting at a first fruits, taking top of Carmel to be the temporal start for the interpretation of Resh. Or you can say, it doesn't mean that, it means the absolute highest administrative point, the top of the mountain. That's when we were installed over the 2 NCs, because it's a 2 NC church, we haven't got any 1 NCs as yet. And that was 2012 Chislev 21. Then you go back 7 times. Well, then you go and look for a sign, and the next date we had was Chislev 24. Then we had Chislev 25 to Teveth 2, Hanukkah. So on Teveth 3, both of those failed. Then you go back 7 times from your original go up, and that takes you to 2019 Chislev 21 if you take 7 times to be 7 years, and it takes you to 2019 Adar 21 if you take it to be 7 Pentecost, to the completion of the 2NC Pentecost this year. This year it's an enormous 2NC Pentecost. You've got the Heshvan 21, the Chislev 21, you've got Tebeth 21, you've got Shabbat 21, you've got Adar 21 when the 3rd Holy Spirit actually joins his church and becomes operational over it. So those are the two ways of doing it. Either you start at the first fruits and you do a super Pentecost and you end up on the third fire sign on Adar 21, 2019, or you start at the top of the administration when we got installed of the two NCs on 2012, just after 21, and you just go back 7 Pentecosts to the completed version of the 7th Pentecost, which is Adar 21. Now, there's one further technicality, because it says it came about on the 7th that the attendant sees this cloud like a man's palm rising from the sea that counts as 7 times. So it's the 7th of a 7th. So that is a witness to the 7th Sabbath of weeks, which is Adar 20, which is the second fire sign. But it also means that the fire sign itself on the Pentecost, the third fire sign, has to be on the 7th of a 7th. Now, Adar 21 is the 7th day of cakes booths, of 6 cakes booths, but there was also a watchtower cakes for the early first watchtower Passover on Elul 15 to 21. So it's actually the 7th cakes booths celebrated, either you can say of the Zoar secular year, it's actually of the sacred year, because nobody celebrated cakes on Nisan 15 to 21 or ER 15 to 21. So it's the 7th celebrated cakes booths of the sacred year, and it's the 7th cakes booths of the Zoar secular Tammuz 1 year. So that's the 7th of a 7th too. So the solution to 1 Kings 18 is it must be a 7th of a 7th, and it must be either a super Pentecost or a Pentecost which you've gone back 7 times to, and the fast sign will occur on the 7th Sabbath of that Pentecost, or the Pentecost itself, if that Pentecost is a 7th of a 7th. That's it. Now, the definition of a Pentecost is that you shall count 7 Sabbaths, you count to the 50th day. That's 2 definitions. It's not one definition. It's 2 different counts. One is a count of 49, the other is a count of 50, which is not equal to 49, it's one more. So there's 2 possible ways to count a Pentecost. Either you count 50 days, or you count 49 days and add 1. And those 2 counts are the 2 solutions to 1 Kings 18. Thank you very much.